Hey, welcome back to Being Integrated. I'm Jude, and today's video is on the topic of meds and meditation. So this question has actually come up quite a bit. People asking if it's okay if they're meditating on meds, or if it's cheating, or if it would maybe be better or more beneficial if they meditated not on meds. And I have a good answer for this one. But first, let's talk about meds. So I often just get this meds question in general. Should I be on meds, or is it bad, or all of this? And the reality is it's up to you with the advice of your healthcare provider to figure out what works for you. So I know people who meds have literally saved their lives. It has allowed them to work, put food on the table for their families. It has allowed them to cope on a day-to-day basis, and it has been completely life-changing for them. And on the other hand, I know people that really did not vibe with meds. They had a lot of complaints, or it hindered their creativity, all sorts of complaints, reasons that it didn't really work for them. Most people are in between, where there's some pros, some cons, and you have to really weigh it for yourself and explore for yourself what works, what's worth it, what's not worth it. That's all up to you. So I know a lot of people like to ask and refer to others around what's best for them, but the whole point of my channel is empowering people with the information to make their own decisions. So get informed and then do what you feel is really best for you. Now, assuming you've been prescribed meds and you want to meditate with them, this is absolutely okay, and in fact, it might even be a good thing. Well, actually, it's kind of complicated, but let me get into it. So stimulants have been used by monks in Buddhism for a very long time, particularly tea, caffeine. And there's also a ritual use and meditative use of coffee in certain traditions as well. Not necessarily Buddhism, but in other traditions. So using a stimulant to enhance one's meditation is nothing new. And in fact, it's even sort of recommended in certain traditions. The main teacher I study with, Shinzen Young, was famous for doling out coffee on his retreats. Of course, you don't want too much that makes you jittery, but if it helps to focus your mind, then that is really great. Where it gets complicated, it really comes back to the question of why are you meditating? What is drawing you to meditation, and what are you looking to get out of it? If you're looking to explore consciousness, explore yourself, get into really focused states and find bliss and relaxation and all the other weird mystical stuff that happens, then using stimulants or meds to help is absolutely totally good. If, on the other hand, you want to kind of challenge yourself and build up your equanimity, your ability to be okay with discomfort, then you might want to try meditating without meds. So a lot of meditators will really challenge themselves by doing things that make it harder, and then that can really open something else up. You could also just get more and more okay with the chaos in your mind and body. Like just sitting with it, letting it all run out, but stepping back, not identifying with it, that could be a really powerful practice. Also, if you get good at watching your mind, at disidentifying with it and watching the patterns of what's happening, watching the patterns of feeling and thinking, then it can be interesting to meditate not on meds and watch what happens and notice the nature of mind-body connection, all of that. Now, all of these practices are also very possible on meds, so there's no good reason not to do meds if you're already doing them. But meditating on and off meds are both very valid. If I was on meds, which I'm not typically, I would probably do them on a meditation retreat, because on a meditation retreat, I really want to get deeply into practice. But again, it comes back to you. What do you want? And what it's really about is you trying it out and see what works for you. And while we're on the topic, if you do struggle with these things, which you probably do because you're watching the video, whether you're on meds or not, I have a meditation for ADHD course. I put a lot of work into it. It's really a lifetime of learning, all boiled down to like a simple little course to give you the tools to deal with restlessness and distractibility, and to help you find more focus, well-being, and just feel better. So the course is not just about managing symptoms, but it's about fundamentally changing how we feel on a day-to-day basis. But it's also done in a way that can be used in all sorts of circumstances. You can do certain practices every day, and then other ones can be very situational. For example, there's this refocusing practice that is only about 2 minutes that is meant to be done while you're working or while you're trying to do something and you keep getting distracted. And it really just pulls it all in and evokes the right feeling, and then allows you to come back to that really focused place. And once you learn those skills, you don't even need the practice anymore. You can just do it yourself. So check it out, link in description. And thank you for tuning in, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm really curious to hear from people, and I also just love comments. It's really nice to read them. Thank you.